What is up, everybody? This is Got the Time. My name is Alex. Thank you for joining me today. I'm driving right now in the middle of a snowstorm because I have to get to the post office to ship this watch, the Ginault Ocean Rover custom build. Just filmed the video on it. I'm really excited for you guys to see it. It's a watch that was near and dear to my heart for sure. Really nice piece. Just time to move on. I move things in and out. I don't have infinite money, so I just like to refresh the inventory, so to speak, for my wrist. You know, once we get this going, giveaways, there's gonna be all sorts of fun promotional ideas that I'm gonna be doing with this. So thank you for joining me on the channel. Again, Got the Time. I'm Alex. Thank you for joining me, and check out the video. All right, everybody, let's get into the review. I'm really excited that you're joining me today. It is a little bit bittersweet, especially for a first video on the channel. We're gonna be looking at a watch that I'm actually driving to the post office next to ship out. Here is the watch. It is not your average Ginault Ocean Rover. It is a custom piece, and I'll show you what I mean by that. So, if you're familiar with the brand at all, I know a lot of controversy, but honestly, they make great watches. The quality for the price you're paying is phenomenal, and I have collected for 10 years now, and for the price point, nothing else touches it. I mean, yes, I understand it's a Homage, and yes, I understand that the parts are, you know, pretty close to trying to be like Rolex spec on these models, but they punch really high for the money. Check them out, guys. It is worth it, I promise. This is a custom piece, so if you're familiar with the Ocean Rover, it's nothing new. This is an ancient watch in this, you know, for this brand. This is the first one they started with. What is unique about this one in particular that I sold is it's a custom piece that I kind of put together. So if you're familiar with the Ocean Rover 1, it came with a clone ETA 2824, and I believe the caliber is 7725. I'll put it in the video if it's wrong. This one I've upgraded to an SW200 to give you that reliability, the Swiss movement that, you know, the Ocean Rovers 2s already come with. So this is an Ocean Rover 1 base. Obviously it has the aluminum bezel, the original click spring style for a 5-digit sub. I actually like that this doesn't have the crazy AR coating because it just has a little bit more of a realism to the 5-digit sub era of what this is trying to obviously homage. Obviously I did swap the hands. I had the hands swapped so that you lose the red second hand. You also get the Mercedes hands, which is, again, controversial, I know, but it just looks so clean. For $1,000, I sold it for $1,300, but for $1,300, you're getting literally an ETA, not a clone, technically, the Ginault logo on the dial, but it is just a beautiful piece. And the other big thing, if you notice, the lume plots on this dial are small. They're similar to exactly like a 5-digit sub. That is because it's a prototype dial that Ginault made back in the beginning. And so I had this dial picked and put onto this watch versus the larger lume plots that were typically found on an OR, on the Ocean Rover 1 and the 2s, and so on. And it makes a huge difference when you're trying to go for this look, because otherwise you have the large ones which look like the Kermit, which is fine, but if you're trying to get accuracy, I mean, you can't get any closer than this. And you still have the hand built in America. Obviously this watch is loved. There's some marks all around, but yeah, so SW200, 40mm case, 20mm lugs. It's literally as close as a 5-digit sub you can get without having Rolex on the dial. I will say, the rehaut and the crystal, the gasket, like the height of the crystal to the dial, I think is actually shorter than a 5-digit sub. I could be mistaken. I could be, but from when I have never put them next to each other, but when I've held 5-digit subs and I've had this, I do feel like it's like a millimeter or two, or maybe it's a half a millimeter. I don't know. There is a slight visual difference to me. I could be mistaken. It could be just the way it lines up, but I actually like how tight this is from the dial to the crystal. It makes it feel more premium. The one thing I always remembered when I had my first Homage, which was an Invicta, was the the like just massive amount of room between the dial and the crystal, which just made it feel cheap. It's something about the precision of having it so close to me just makes it feel more like just higher quality. I don't know if that's silly, but it does. So this watch has all the original Ginault parts. You have the glide lock clasp, and it's the original version, which is still really good. I mean, there's really not the 2 and the 2.5 do have it a little bit more refined. It's a little bit smoother, butterier. This one's a little bit more rigid, but it's still very, very, very good. This is a watch that, I mean, is probably the most comfortable to wear in the summer when the heat expands your wrist and you can just easily on the fly adjust it. And other watches like the T-Fit on my Tudor, it's good, but this is better. This is just better. The glide lock is classic. I know, again, it is obviously not Ginault's design, it's Rolex, but it is a good clasp. And this Ginault brand of clasp, like, they punch way higher than the eBay copies of the glide lock. This is a higher quality by far. I've had both. This is better. So if you have any questions, if you want to, ask me anything, put them in the comments below. I'd love to answer questions about this watch. It is something that I spent time to put together. It's near and dear to my heart. I'm kind of sad to see it go. Also, remember to subscribe. This is my first video doing YouTube for watches. I've done other YouTube videos in the past, but I'm really excited about getting to explore watches, which is a huge passion of mine, 10-year collector. I'm really excited to kind of put my voice out onto YouTube, and this is the start of the journey. But again, Ginault Ocean Rover, going to the post office, shipping it out to Colorado to the new owner who bought it off eBay. But it's a beautiful watch. I'd recommend it to anybody. And if you have questions, let me know. Thanks. Bye.